Jump scare.
Woo, Halloween spooky times and ghosts or something. Right, now that's out of the way, let's get into the tat. So, I've been to Poundland, as I do at this time of year, and bought some items to parade in front of you. Let us begin, though, with a noise from the spooky sound machine from the other year. Let's go for the witch one. Oh. Why is it so loud? Forgot it was that bloody loud. Go over there. I'll press you again later if I remember. So that's unlikely. So, what is this beautiful decoration? You scream from the rooftops. It is, of course, freaky fabric from Creepy Town. And apparently you can put it in your windows, make your windows look shit. Well, I put it on the sofa. Can't make the sofa look shit. I don't know. It just looks like a drunk fisherman's cast-off or something, really. It's just sort of a black net that's really shabby. Okay, then. I mean, possibly you have a very specific use for this, but I'm not sure it's really worked on its own here. Do you know what it reminds me of? The old 80s band Sieg Sieg Sputnik, where one of them had like a pair of ripped fishnet tights over their head. Adrian Degville. Bet you weren't expecting a reference to that in this video. I know I wasn't. Right, let us begin with our first proper item, which hopefully... Do you know what? This just isn't doing it for me, actually. Let's get the silly string out. This will massively spook things up. That was a terrible idea, and I apologise to all humans. Right, anyway, we've got to get going. And we're going to get going with skeleton hand steak. What's a steak? That doesn't even work as a joke. So it's sort of a... Is it glow in the dark or just translucent? I feel like it might just be translucent looking at it, actually. Hang on. Yeah, that isn't glowing in the dark. But it is a skeletal arm, and it's got a stake. You can literally wham it into the floor and then have that coming out. Yeah, perfect. Is this that game I used to play at school where somebody would secretly show you that symbol with their hand, and if you looked at it they'd punch you? Not like really violently or something, just like small on the leg. God, playground games. Those weren't the days. Right, let's put it in here like that. And yeah, pleased to meet you. Yes. Very nice. Thank you for coming. Yeah, it was a pleasure. Don't really know what to make of that, to be honest. If you particularly want some sort of semi-articulated hand coming out of your grass, there's your answer. I'm going to leave it there, and then we'll pretend it never happened. I think that's probably the best for everyone concerned. Right. Quite like the next one. It's one of those bloody tea light holder things. But look, it is of a very stylized skull. Do you know why I like it? Because it reminds me a bit of the game The Binding of Isaac, which is a superb video game. Oh, see, that's much better. Bad. Good. In fact, it's time for a sound effect to sum up this situation. That was relevant. Yeah, it does. It looks like one of the many skull enemies from Binding of Isaac. Is that a coincidence? I don't know. Probably. Tell you what is a coincidence. There's a sad onion in the Binding of Isaac. That is coincidental as well. I don't believe it is a reference to the safety symbol. But, God, let's just get the gonks out of the bloody way, all right? Halloween gonks are now a thing. Gonky gonk. They're bloody gnomes, aren't they? I don't know. Where did these gonks come from? We're going to be full of gonks for another 12 months. That's the gonk report, I think. This is a hanging gonk. I don't know in what sense. Oh, wait, it's got a loop on it. Literally, you hang it. I thought it meant it was, like, really in favour of capital punishment or something. It's not cool, gonk. Yeah, it's just got sort of a looks a bit like it might be cosplaying as an ill bee or something, and a spotty hat, and then the nose and the thing, and that's your gonk, apparently. Great. Well, it's only a small one. It was only £1. You can go over there. I believe this one was like £3. No, was it £2? I can't remember. I bloody lost the receipt. And now all these prices will remain a mystery forever, except one that I do remember. So this... Right, it's going for a sort of witch-type guy. We're describing it as hanging gonk again, for it has the loop. Yeah, so you've got sort of the witch's dress and the conical hat with your crescent moon on it. And so it's like a lady gonk, and this is the hair coming down in braids. Is that right? Because to me, it looks like one of those dwarfs from those awful Hobbit films. You know, like Lord of the Rings, except horribly broken in all respects. I don't... There is one who specifically has a moustache that's like braided like that, isn't there? His name's something like Billy Bob or something, and he's one of the dwarf-looking dwarfs, and they have handsome dwarfs as well who go off for like love triangles and stuff. I don't know. I try not to think about those films, to be brutally honest with you. I'm gonna go for Lady Witch Gonk, and because they can't have the beard coming down, they've got the pigtails instead. Brilliant. Now you go and sit over there. And I think actually I'm going to have to adjust the camera slightly. Whoa, it must be Halloween. Quickly, another sound effect. That was a bit quiet. Again. That was too loud. There's no middle ground with these things, is there? Right. I fancy some Halloween candy. Unfortunately, all we've got are these. Right. So I remember these as a kid, and I hadn't seen them for like 30 years or something, and they appeared in Poundland, but like ocean ones. I showed them in a video ages ago. But now they're proper creepy jelly. Look, they're insects. They're stag beetle, other beetle, anti-boy, Spiky Jeff, scorpion, and Ishtar, the man who ate the sun. Well, that's what happens if you eat the sun, by the way. You turn into one of those. Don't eat the sun. You learn one thing today. If you take home one lesson from this video, it's do not eat solar bodies. Right, we are going to try this one, because why the devil not? This is the corner. So it claims. Oh, it's coming out. Oh, actually, it vaguely smells of fruit. Not sure how I feel about this. I think traditionally these tasted of absolutely nothing except sugar and parts of an animal that you wouldn't eat in any other circumstance, but it actually smells slightly fruity. Have they improved these things over the years? I don't know. Let's pull it out. Out you come, mate. It's quite clever actually packaging them in the moulds, isn't it? Right. Oh, it's very sticky. Give a kiss to the people at home. I love you all. No, eating him. She's collapsed with the horror of it. Oh. Bloody hell, that is sticky. It's my hand very sticky indeed. That's actually quite nice. There we are. Tastes faintly of strawberry. Got to try one of the other flavours now, haven't you? How about green and yellow? The famous Norwich City Football Club insect thing. Yes, I'm sure that's a thing. Right. Open your come. Come on. I can't do anything now because the hands are so bloody sticky. Right. There we are. Oh, a leg has come off. I'll say it was shot off by Starship Troopers or something. Well, this one tastes. Yeah, that tastes of nothing. That's the traditional flavour of these. It's a bit sweet and nothingy. Yep. Whereas that one actually had some fruit flavour. Nearly spoiled everything. Thanks for bringing it back to the nostalgic taste of nothing. Right. Do you know dogs? Do you know toys? Well, here's a monster tug toy. Oh, they're printed upside down. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, there we are. Right. I just bought this because I actually thought it was quite jolly. I forget how much this was, as I've previously mentioned, but there's very little in Poundland as a pound anymore. It's quite nicely made. This feels a little bit too fluffy for a dog toy, because I feel, you know, it's going to get ripped apart in a dog's mouth. That's kind of the point of it, isn't it? This is quite tough. Take a dog, even a large dog, a while to get through that, I think. But I can't help feeling this bit on the... Oh, didn't realise there was a squeaker in it. Is your dog at home going mad yet? He is now. Yeah, this bit's not going to last. Tug, 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 tug. This rips off, gets chewed up, foot comes off, you find it under the sofa in 3 years' time. We all know how that works. But he is a jolly little boy. He looks a bit like a knockoff Pokemon or something. Got his left eye and his right eye for stereo vision, and the third middle eye, which allows him to scry the future and also mystically know what the best before date on all foodstuffs he buys is without having to look. And I know that doesn't sound like much of a power, but sometimes it's really hard to see those little dates. So, you know, he's a powerful entity, and we shall name him... let's pick a random word off the back of this. Much. No, it doesn't say much. It says reach. It says keep out of reach of children. It's just printed extremely small in a very tight font. Reach. No, I like Much. He is now going to be called Much. And he is the new mascot of some really low-rent theme park somewhere at Halloween, I reckon. He's got that look to him. And 3 of his own teeth. Didn't look out for the others, but those three still do him strong. Right, you get over there. Because I've got some gem bugs. These were £3. I remember that quite specific. I remember thinking, ooh, they're quite pricey. Do you know what? They bloody were as well. So this is a new concept to me. Gem bugs. It's a 2-pack. Great. So there's a slightly mirrory bit of glass, a lot of bling, and they're all stuck on metal. These are entirely metal. They're actually quite heavy in their way. And I've just realised I don't have anything to pull them off the packet with, so we'll have to look at them on the packet. Yeah, so they're bugs, they're beetles. That one's some sort of evil ladybird, and that is a very square thing. It looks more like, God, an Insecticon or something, doesn't it, from the old Transformers? It's so bloody square. Yeah. Don't quite understand these. Do they attach to anything? No. Are they sticky on the bottom? I don't know, do you just put them and leave them on a table and say, look at my blingy gem bugs? And everybody says, Sandra, you're getting weird. There's going to be an intervention before too long. But they were only £3. How much? Etc. etc. Yeah. Well, at least it's new. At least it's something we haven't seen before. And at least it's got a very big spike of metal on it, so you can fire this out of a gun. Like in, God, what was that film? Jude Law, wasn't it? Existenz. Was it Cronenberg? If it wasn't Cronenberg, it looks like it probably should be. Yeah. I am slightly stumped by the gem bugs. But on the plus side, I won't have to look at them again soon. So, you know, swings and roundabouts, folks. Right, next up. It's one of them, isn't it? It is a posable spider. None of these unposable spiders for us. But it comes in compact travel mode. How spooky is it going to look? I don't have a clue. I haven't unfurled it before. Ooh, he's a bit of a spook boy. Due to his long, spindly legs and evil red eyes. My legs got caught. Sorry, I'll do that again. There we are. That's the noise all most spiders make now, by the way. So be sure to teach your children that. Right, down he goes. Let's get the legs up a bit, so he looks a bit more menacing and a bit less spindly. Yeah, that's actually quite a good thing, because you can pose it around stuff. You could have it sort of gripping onto a lamp or something, but also it does look quite unpleasant in its way. If you are spider-phobic, or arachnophobic, as we say in the trade, you're probably going to look at that and go, bleh. And you know what? I can't blame you. He is a hairy boy. Ah, the most spooky thing of all happened. The battery went flat. Woo! And all the spares I've got are all pretty much dead. I've got a new camcorder. I just need to get around to setting it up, because this one's been good, but my God, it's 1 billion years old now. Where were we? We were talking about a spider and saying it'll probably make you make this noise still. But weirdly, you'll make it out of your elbow. That is the power of the spider. Right, away with you, because we need to look at this velour pumpkin. We've looked at the velour pumpkin now, and we're disappointed, frankly. It's a bit of straw and a massive blob of glue on a bit of velour fabric that has covered what is quite obviously polystyrene in here. Yeah, great. I've got to say, I mean, it doesn't look that bad, I suppose, from a distance, but I'm not entirely sure pumpkins need to be velour. Do you know what I mean? Because they're, you know, some kind of fruit, vegetable, something like that, aren't they? Some sort of organic matter, and not, you know, a smooth-feeling piece of fat. This is free. I don't know. Look, just go over there and be quiet. I said quiet! It's okay. I think we're safe now. And, well, this is such a beautiful object. I bought this not from Poundland, but from Tesco, because I don't really buy any of their sort of Halloween range, because it's all a bit boring, do you know what I mean? However, when I saw this, I had to have it in my life. Bleh! Yes! Startled Tinsel cat. Specifically, hang on. Tinsel black cat. It's so big, I can't fit it in here. It's basically a rigid wire cat with a lot of tinsel on it and a freaked out face. And it's got its back arched, like it's hissing at something through fear or anger or whatever. And actually, it looks like this from a distance. Do you know, I get the feeling this is something I'm going to keep for the rest of my life. And every so often, it's going to come out and just sit in the background of things because there's something about it, isn't there? Not necessarily a good thing, but it is very amusing. And my girlfriend hates it, so that's always bonus points there. Right, you stay down there because we've got one final thing to show. Not from this year, this one. I've had this knocking around for a few years now, but I actually quite liked it and I've never shown it. Just damaged the thing coming up. Lenticular photo frames. Ooh. So, let's try and get this right. I'm going to remove them from the packet. Separate them. I'm not going to separate them because they don't bloody separate. Oh dear. You have to cut them with scissors, I think. Right. So, as you can see, there is a spooky skeleton boy on the left, but normal people on the right. And yet, when things move, spooky skeleton boy still looks pretty bloody spooky, to be honest with you. But he's no longer skeletal. And these people turn into zombies. They've had various different sort of lenticular things like this over the years. I think these might be my favourite ones, from what I recall. It's the sort of oldie-timey look to them, and the quite effective way they change. It's quite good. But yeah, in order to have these separate, you have to cut them up the middle, and then on the back, they've got, oh, I'm not entirely sure how... Oh, that would probably keep them up. It's a bit thin. No, it's a bit more than that, but there we are. Back when I bought these, though, they would have just been £1. And there's another two as well. Allow me to free them from the prison here. Here we go. It is... Wait for it. Somebody who looks a bit like Harry Houdini, who turns into a rotting zombie boy. Hello. Oh, no. And also, Skull Lady. But wait, now it's just Annoyed Lady. Excuse me, can I speak to your manager? For I am a skeleton. Anybody who's worked in a retail will know that situation all too well. Right, that's the lot. That is our lovely Halloween set for this year. But let's have another sound effect before we go. Tremendous. Should have opened that one, really. But you know what? I am still going to have to show the most horrifying item Poundland ever sold. Because I feel Halloween is not complete without it. Let us never mention it again.
Subscribe for more.